The Serengeti National Park in northern Tanzania, one of the world's most iconic protected areas and a UNESCO World Heritage Site, represents the heart of the East African savanna ecosystem and embodies the drama of predator-prey dynamics, the struggle for survival in a highland semi-arid environment with variable rainfall, seasonal greenery, and long stretches of grasslands that in some parts resemble desert-like plains with sparse vegetation, while in other parts merge with wooded savannas, riverine belts, and volcanic highlands. The park stretches over 14,700 square kilometers and forms part of the larger Serengeti Mara ecosystem, renowned globally for the Great Migration, a natural phenomenon involving over 1.5 million wildebeest, 250,000 zebras, and hundreds of thousands of gazelles that annually follow the cycle of rains and grass regrowth, moving from the Serengeti Plains northwards into Kenya's Masai Mara and back again, with this massive movement shaping the very life. Strategies of predators, scavengers, and smaller species. The available animals of the Serengeti range from vast herds of herbivores to apex predators and smaller but equally adapted species, wildebeest, with their gregarious lifestyle, breed synchronously on the shortgrass plains during the calving season in February and March when food is most abundant, producing around 500,000 calves within weeks. Overwhelming predators by sheer numbers, zebras accompany them, often grazing them. Taller grasses while wildebeest prefer shorter ones, demonstrating complementary feeding strategies that maximize use of limited greenery. Gazelles, impalas, topis, and hartebeests thrive in drier zones by spreading out and using agility to evade predators. Towering giraffes browse on acacia trees, adapted with long tongues to navigate thorns, and elephants, although fewer in number compared to other East African parks, travel in matriarchal family groups, shaping vegetation by knocking down trees, digging waterholes, and creating microhabitats for smaller animals. The carnivores of the Serengeti, including lions, over 3,000 individuals in the park, live in prides that strategically control territories around water sources and migration routes, feeding largely on wildebeest and zebras during migration peaks, while in leaner months they rely on resident herbivores like buffalo, whose massive herds also form part of the ecosystem. Cheetahs, with their solitary or small coalition lifestyles, exploit open plains where they can sprint after gazelles, though they face high cub mortality from predators and harsh conditions. Leopards live more secretive lives in woodlands and rocky koppies, hunting at night and caching kills in trees. Spotted hyenas, living in clans with complex social hierarchies, both scavenge and hunt in coordinated packs, often dominating cheetahs and sometimes even lions, while jackals and vultures clean up carrion, ensuring recycling of nutrients in a land where greenery can vanish within weeks of the dry season. Birdlife exceeds 500 species, from Cory bustards striding across plains to secretary birds hunting snakes, to migratory raptors that soar overhead. Reptiles like Nile crocodiles line the Mara and Gramidi rivers, waiting patiently during migration crossings when panicked herds leap into the waters, creating frenzied scenes of predation and survival that have become emblematic of the park's life cycle. The highland desert-like areas of the Serengeti, especially toward the Ngorongoro highlands and the semi-arid regions near the park's periphery, represent ecosystems of low greenery where animals adapt unique survival tactics. Wildebeest and zebras graze quickly on the flush of grasses after rare rains and move onward, preventing overgrazing. Elephants dig into dry riverbeds to access underground water. Smaller species like warthogs retreat into burrows during peak heat, feeding mostly at dawn and dusk. Carnivores adjust their hunting, with lions becoming more nocturnal in hotter zones and cheetahs timing hunts to avoid midday sun. Scavengers thrive on carcasses left behind when weakened animals succumb to arid conditions. Vegetation here is sparse, consisting of drought-tolerant grasses, scattered acacias, and hardy shrubs, while soils, shaped by volcanic ash and ancient lava flows, support nutrient cycles that burst briefly into greenery when rains arrive before returning to a parched, desert-like state, creating a cycle of feast and famine that dictates animal movement, reproduction, and mortality. Human activity in the Serengeti is complex, carefully balanced between conservation, tourism, and local community needs. Traditional pastoralist communities, most notably the Maasai, live around the park's borders, maintaining a lifestyle centered on cattle herding that has coexisted with wildlife for centuries, though human-wildlife conflicts over grazing, predation on livestock, and access to water persist. Within the park boundaries, permanent human settlement is prohibited, but rangers, researchers, and conservationists actively patrol and study animal populations, track poaching threats, particularly for rhinos and elephants, and monitor ecological changes driven by climate variability. Tourism forms the backbone of economic activity, with thousands of visitors each year drawn to witness the Great Migration and iconic predators, generating revenue that funds conservation projects and national development, while lodges, tented camps, and guided safaris provide employment for local people. Research centers, such as the Serengeti Wildlife Research Center, study predator-prey dynamics, disease ecology, and climate impacts, producing globally influential ecological knowledge. Thanks for watching this video. See you again for next video.
Breastfeed. Yeah,